Hey, refugees. It's another Wednesday night. Doing my little update from the pickup truck. And man, it was kind of a crazy night tonight. We eighth grade graduation was going on. Oh, I'm sorry, eighth grade promotion was going on. And I was had a lot of junior hires pop in. High school group was really good. So just a little quick recap of what we talked about tonight, in case you weren't able to make it, and or if you were there, and just kind of one little reminder. Show this to your mom and dad, whatever. Let them know what's been going on. It's kind of a mishmash of stuff tonight. We we actually played a couple of really cool games in junior high. That was a lot of fun. We brought one of them into high school, the movie poster game, which was actually it turned out a lot better in high school than I thought it was going to. You guys really got into it tonight, which is awesome. Um, we had the big bucket of questions tonight, right? That a lot of people, as they walked in the door, just kind of filled out these cards with questions on them. Some of them were very crazy, generic, whatever. What's your favorite pizza? How old is Matt? I finally had to answer that one. But there were some questions that were pretty serious too, and we got to spend some time with those. One that I just kind of wanted to hit on in my wrap-up video tonight, because I think it's one that a lot of us, including myself, struggle with from time to time. And that question was, it came in during our high school time, and it was, what do I do when I don't feel the presence of God in my life anymore? And that's a good question. It's a legitimate question. In fact, I did I don't get to preach in big church very much, but when I did just a few weeks ago, that was actually the topic of my talk, because there are times in life when we're really tight and really close with God, and the relationship is obvious, and the feeling there is obvious. Quite frankly, there's times when that's not the case. One thing that I focused on tonight was looking at it from the perspective that when I don't feel like I'm close with God, or if I don't feel His presence, usually that's a red flag for me that I've got way too much noise in my life. All right, and by noise I mean way too much stuff going on that's in my brain, that's taking up my time, that's taking up the stuff that I reflect upon, that's dragging me away from the relationships that are supposed to strengthen my relationship with Christ. So when I don't feel like I have that tight connection with God, I really have to step back and look at what I'm allowing into my life and clean that up. I told the high schoolers tonight that the one way that I love to do it, me and Jeffrey have tried to do this at least once a year, we just pack up and go camping. All right, and leave the tech behind, leave the job behind, and we just go and connect with nature. That sounds kind of like a hippie thing to say, but it's really not. I mean, God is the creator of nature, and there are times when we get so connected with our technology, TVs, cell phones, the laptops and computers that we use on our day-to-day jobs, we get so disconnected from reality that we just got to step back and be in God's nature again. So that's a big thing for me, just to making sure that I'm actually enjoying God's nature, because His fingerprints are all over it, and that helps me reconnect and bring that feeling of a close relationship with Christ again. Now, beyond that, there are things that I do that distract myself, and I'm sure that you do too, that get me out of the habit of prayer time, reading, studying scriptures, and being connected with the church fellowship. That's stuff that when I'm not doing those things, I lose that relationship. It's just like if I decide that I'm not going to talk with my wife. All right, that feeling of a tight relationship is not going to last that long. Or if I'm back in high school or junior high, if I decide I do have a girlfriend, but I'm just not going to talk to her or do things with her or do things for her anymore, because I know the relationship's there, and it is what it is. That's silly, isn't it? But that's how we treat our relationship with God sometimes. We know it's there, but we don't do anything to keep it strengthened on our end. And that can cause us to feel like, I just don't feel God anymore. So usually when I feel that way, I have to look at my life first and to see if I'm disconnected myself from the relationship. Oftentimes I have. Beyond that, there are times when we just don't feel God's presence as strong as strongly. Is that a word? That's the word that's coming out of my mouth. As strongly as we have before. And that's just part of the relationship. There's some things we just don't understand. We accept those things on faith. We check our heart. We check our priorities. Make sure that we have everything going right. And we still pour into that relationship, knowing that by faith, it may take a little bit more faith during that period of time in our life to maintain that connection with God. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't overcomplicate that question. I know that a couple people asked that tonight, and I just want to make sure that I threw my thoughts out there on that. We had some really deep questions in high school. If you're not plugging in a high school group, man, it gets really intense at times. Some of the questions that come up, and some of the debate that we even have. We don't really preach to you on Wednesday nights. We allow questions to flow. God's not afraid of your questions, all right? If we believe He is all who He is, He's not afraid of questions. And so we encourage and we debate questions and we throw things out there. And you know what? Sometimes I don't know the answers. Sometimes Jeff doesn't know the answers. Sometimes Papa J doesn't know the answers. And that's okay. We're all in this relationship together. We're all learning together, and we'll work through these things. All right, I think my pizza's done. I've been sitting in the parking lot of Domino's, so that's all I had. Hey, youth group's going to keep on going this summer, all right? So keep coming, keep bringing your friends. If you just graduated into junior high, we consider you a sixth grader right now. If you just graduated out of eighth grade, you can go either way, dude. You can come to middle school or you can go to high school. Just depends on how you want to hang, all right? Lots of stuff going on. Starting on Thursday nights, starting tomorrow actually, we're having a high school Bible study over at Dubert's house, and it's going to be at 7 o'clock on Thursday nights. So I encourage you to be a part of that. Get something that is going to feed your relationship through the summer. All right, so we'll have something going on Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, and then we have church on Saturday nights also. Okay, kind of weird that way. All right, check it out, guys. Have a great week. See you later.